What is up, you guys? Okay, so today, I don't know if you can already tell, but obviously from up here, usually it's Skyrim, Tamriel, and probably the title. I went ahead and added in every single person. Some of them, obviously humans in the wrong places, but I couldn't really find any mods that had like Khajiit or anything. So the Khajiit here are dwarves. I did have Lizardmen, thankfully. So those guys are in the Black Marsh. Here's Elsewhere, Valenwood, Alinor, Cyrodiil, I believe. It's one of these. Cyrodiil's, I think, this. Hammerfell, High Rock, and Skyrim. And then Morrowind and this island up here. I also put in the cultures real quick. As you can see, the Altamiri, the Bosmer, Khajiit, Argonians, the Dunmer. There are some orcs as native war camps around the map. I just put them mostly up here. There's the Bretonians and then the Bretons. Stormcloaks, I don't know why I said Storm Imperial, but it is what it is. They're in the center. And then more Imperials. I believe this should be Imperial. Alright. So today we'll follow Skyrim specifically, so that would be Solitude, 2 of the native war camps, Markarth, Falkreath, Riften, Whiterun, Windhelm, WInterhold, and Dawnstar. I'm not going to block off anything, because I want, if they do, solidify their rule down here, then I'll watch some of them move out into other lands. But my game has exploded a few times, because there's a lot of kingdoms. So I'm going to go ahead and let them expand, and then we'll get to it. Okay, so Solitude seems to be expanding pretty well. I guess there's a little opening on the river, but it's fine. So it helps them move throughout the lands. Let's see who gets this island. Dawnstar's expanded pretty well. Whiterun seems to be in its proper form. Riften should hopefully take this, and then these two will definitely fight over territory. I have wars off for right now, and I'll turn them on at least once these nations hit 100. Just for a quick check, I guess we'll go to Alinor. These guys are all growing pretty well. They're probably going to max out at some point, so I will have to turn on the wars there. Valenwood, everyone seems to have taken up territory, and now the population is holding steady. The Black Marsh, so the lizards are colonizing a lot more. These guys need to start moving more down. And then in Morrowind, I gave them the Cursed Forest because they are the Dark Elves. So let me see if they did get cursed yet. I don't know why they haven't gotten those traits. Okay, well, regardless, everyone's still expanding out. Dawnstar is starting to come into more Skyrim territory, so if they actually come up here, then it will probably be at war with most of these nations. But I'm going to mainly focus up on these nations. If someone down here ends up declaring war on these guys, then I guess I'll watch the armies. But I want to focus on Skyrim for this episode. And then the next video, I'll go ahead and do like High Rock or Hammerfell or any of the other ones. You guys can let me know in the comments which one you want me to do. Okay, so it seems like Whiterun actually took over this, or made a colony here on the opposite side of Riften. So these guys will have to expand out here. They can't, I guess this would have been like their de jure, was it city? But they are expanding out here, and so is, who's this? Winterhold. They're trying to get the farther northern provinces. I should have made these snow, but it is what it is. I'm just going to let everyone expand as it is. The rest of the world seems to be at an extremely, like a lot higher population than Skyrim. Skyrim is going very slow, so I may have to turn on wars right now. So that, because they are the same race, they'll start eating up their own territory. My game might explode because down here everything is going to be at war. But I'll check in periodically with down here, but I want to mainly focus on Skyrim. And then, once again, yeah, you guys can go ahead and tell me where to focus on next in the comments. Alrighty, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn on diplomacy. I don't want rebellions. I have hunger, food, all that stuff on. And then the biome overgrowth is off, erosion, and the natural disasters are also off. So, let's see if any of the Skyrim nations go to war. Currently, the nations all around are out. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Winterhold just declared war on Windhelm. 63 on 42. Let me quickly get the army sizes as well. Okay, there we go. So, this has an army of 20 total. They have an army of 17. So, it could very easily go to any of them, depending on whose armies are better. And let's check if anyone else. Riften went to war with Winterhold. So, Winterhold is fighting a double war right now, which means they need to take care of this army pretty quickly. They're gonna get what the hell? The army's going this way, their army's going off the opposite. Who are these? Are these Riften? Oh, Winterhold? Yeah, there we go. Are they about to fight? Ooh. The battle for Skyrim. Oh, they're taking their territory. That might already be over for Windhelm, actually. Oh, never mind. The Winterhold lost a large portion of their army, but they are capping the city. Oh my god, what was this army doing? They just walked in and stole your city. What? Okay. Meanwhile, on the right, Riften is taking the Windhelm colony that was set up out here. Riften is actually getting pretty large. Let's see if anyone else here is at war. No one else in Skyrim's fighting currently. It's just the eastern factions. Here, so Riften is attempting to invade Winterhold. An army of 5 and 15 stand against them, which I'm not gonna lie is not enough to defend. The rest of the world is currently exploding into war. There are some pretty big factions getting made, like the Sunhold might consolidate all of Alinor, which would be pretty good. Down here's another engagement. The general for Riften keeps on dying because they solo charged, but there's an army of 5 that are attempting to defend against the invasion. Yeah, they just got murdered. So it's a solid armies out of Riften, 39, and these guys, most of their main armies back in the main province. However, they are about to get invaded, I think, if the army target goes ahead and goes. If they're ever going to do that. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is honestly in some pretty deep chaos. I mean, there are some nice nations being formed. Like, what is this? Stormhold seems to be getting a pretty good reach on the Black Marsh. But they are expanding out into Cyrodiil. Who else is doing pretty good? Balmora seems to be doing pretty good. The Blacklint and Mournhold of Morrowind are consolidating some nice territory. Back to Sunhold. They are at war with the Island Nation of Alinor, but I think they should win that. And then, meanwhile, no one has really done too well here in High Rock or Hammerfell, besides the Elenir, Tanith, and North Point. And then I think these are just the major factions of Skyrim. So the Stormcloaks seem to be doing the best in Skyrim. Imperials really have not declared war or anything. Alright, so here, no one else in Skyrim has still declared war. It's just Winterhold and Riften. But the Riften armies are 100% moving to take some territory now. So hopefully this army can defend. If not, they need to bring down the other army, otherwise it is over for Winterhold. They're going to lose their other territory and a lot of manpower. Yeah, an army of 25 and 14 just wiped out their one army. So this one needs to come down, otherwise they will lose the territory. No one else is fighting still for some reason. But, oh yeah, so Riften 100% took this territory. I think that's fair to say. They might need a peace out right now, otherwise it is over for Winterhold. They're going to get destroyed here. Riften will become the major power in Skyrim. I believe there's Stormcloak power. Here we go. Another engagement. Let's see if that army of 20 can defeat these invading forces. Also, Whiterun just went to war with... Oh no, Riften declared war on Whiterun. So Riften is on the warpath for Skyrim, which is actually nice. Because I do want to see who becomes the majority. It's either going to be Imperials or Stormcloak, but the Imperials have not gone to war yet, surprisingly, and neither have any of the war camps. Okay, look at that. Winterhold just defeated one army. They are attempting to reinforce theirs, but another army of 15 is coming, and most likely these two 25 and 7 armies will advance as well. Meanwhile, Winterhold hasn't done anything militarily. Oh, there we go. Okay. Winterhold's about to take a... I don't know if this is a village down here, or if it's the main settlement of Riften. But it seems like they're going to try and take it. Who are they fighting? Oh, they're fighting some villagers. And there is an army coming down, 14 against 19. Meanwhile, up here, this army of 11 is currently probably going to get wiped. I think it's over for Winterhold. They might face an army of 25. Meanwhile, down here, mass death, nice little river battle. It seems to me... Let's see who won that. Okay, so it seems like Winterhold is actually winning it. 5 and 3. It's a very close fight. 4. There we go. Okay, so Winterhold did win that. Sorry, Whiterun did win that, and now they are capping Riften. So that army needs to move down, otherwise it is kind of over there. And still nobody else has declared war within Skyrim, surprisingly. It's just Riften, Whiterun, and Winterhold. So all the Stormcloak factions are at war. So Whiterun's army was basically depleted, trying to take Riften. They did have like 2 other armies attempt to kick them out. So I don't think they're ever going to be able to capture this. But they do still have another larger army of 29 here. Winterhold is currently reinforcing theirs at 18. I think they dropped to like 10 fighting another invading army. So these two might go ahead and fight it out. But here we go. It's a mountain battle or a hill battle. And oh my gosh, Winterhold got demolished. Their entire army just got wiped. So these guys should just go take... They should just go and take their territory now. Okay, so following back up on the Skyrim factions, Riften just went to war again. And now they're fighting a Morrowind Elven faction. I don't know if these guys are cursed or not. Let me check. Yeah, they're all going to be cursed. Because they are the Dark Elves. So I think they're going to try and take over some Morrowind. Which means Riften might become a genuine power in the east. And then for the Lizardmen, it's between 2 different powers. The Thorn and Lilmith. Sunhold still hasn't taken over the island. And the rest of the world seems to be in utter chaos. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so an army of 15 just invaded Winterhold. There's a pretty nice battle going down. Some buildings are being destroyed, and it seems like Riften won that. How unfortunate. So Winterhold has been kicked out of Skyrim. Now it's against Whiterun and Riften, and the rest of these nations still have not gone to war. Neither have the Warcamps, which is quite surprising. They don't even have kings currently. I don't know if these are Orcish or not. There we go. We gotta make Orcish. So in the north, Winterhold is taken by Riften. Now these armies should be moving south as they are at war with Blacklint, and there are some villagers fighting it out here for some reason. What are these? Where in the name of God did the skeletons come from? Okay, well, this will be a hard fight because there are lots of demons and skeletons, etc. Also, Balmora just went to war with Riften, or they've probably been at war with Riften for a while, but they did secure their whole island here. I'm just gonna keep focusing on this side. I need these guys to really go to war. Why are they not fighting? Are you diplomats? Ah, okay. This one's a military, so hopefully Falkreath goes to war, but I can't say for sure. Okay, so little engagement here in Whiterun. I don't think these guys were even attempting to invade. They were just trying to go back to their land, but it seems like there will be a nice little battle here. Can't tell. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, no. Unfortunate. Riften just lost a large army of 20 because they were trying to go back to their land. There are no land bridges, so, I mean, there's this, but they don't have anything to really go back to their mainland without going through enemy territory, so they do need to invade these lands if they want to come here. Also, Dawnstar is now at war with Riften, and it seems like they are invading what was Winterhold with an army with a large invading force of 32. These guys should easily be able to win. Yeah, there we go. They just wiped out 2 different armies, and they are securing the rest of Winterhold now. While this army of Whiterun seems to be wanting to attack a larger army in Riften, so I don't think they're gonna win that. I don't know why they just lost their entire army. But, okay. So Whiterun just attempted to fight an army of 30 with like 10 men, and now they will probably lose their main province. Dawnstar, in the meanwhile, did capture Winterhold, so that's good. They might become a military state, and Riften is securing a lot more territory, becoming a lot larger. I think these are villagers. For some Riften villagers decided to go ahead and go south into Blackland. Meanwhile, the army of 27 of Riften is pushing into what was Winterhold. The army of 30 is attempting to hold that land, I think, or they are capturing whatever this was. I think this was Windhelm. An army of 1 versus 27. Get his ass! Oh, unfortunately, he got killed so fast. Okay, but they're probably gonna take back Winterhold. This army is not gonna be able to consolidate Windhelm, so they should just go back, but I don't know why. Markarth and Falkreath are still at peace. Whiterun has been reduced to some serious size. Riften is growing pretty heavily, and no one else has declared war. Dawnstar was smart to go to war, but they did lose pretty heavily. They need to go and defend. Okay, there we go, Dawnstar is now capturing Windhelm, and hopefully after this they go straight up to Winterhold and take it back, because then they will become a little bit of a force to be reckoned with in Skyrim. There we go. Okay, so now a war camp has been dragged into a war. Riften is on the warpath severely right now. They are at war with 5 different factions: Dawnstar, Whiterun, Balmora, Blackland, and the native war camps of Skyrim. So they're at war with 2 Morrowind factions, I believe, and then the rest of them are all on Skyrim. But let's see what they do against this, because I think this war camp could probably murder all of these villagers pretty easily. In the south, Whiterun is losing its army. It just attempted to attack with 3 for some reason. So I think that's it for Whiterun. They're gonna get fully taken over, and then over here, the orcs are attempting to attack. I can't tell if they're winning or not. Let's zoom. Oh, they're definitely winning this. Yeah, how unfortunate. I think the villagers attempted to join in too, but the orcish forces are just very good at destroying things. Here in Windhelm, the army of 23 is fighting the army of 30 from Dawnstar. And Dawnstar is taking 2 sets of territory? Okay. That's interesting. But I can't... Okay, no, they're just taking what was Whiterun. Okay, that was actually pretty smart. They should probably go back up and defend themselves from this army of 15. Okay, so the army of Dawnstar did go back to their lands. They're about to fight this invading force of 15, which they should wipe pretty easily. Yeah, so there goes an invading force from Riften. Riften is losing a lot of troops. They should probably go for peace because they are fighting multiple wars here in the south, and Balmora is a pretty big force to be reckoned with. I'm hoping that no one out here ends up taking territory in actual mainland Skyrim, because otherwise it'd be like we're following someone who we don't really know too well. Like if Ghislaine decided to come up here, you know, I don't know. I feel like that would kind of ruin the gameplay. Regardless of that, for some reason an army of 4 is deciding to go to attack up here in Dawnstar against an army of 21. So they're going to get wiped out again pretty quickly. And I hope Dawnstar does take Winterhold here. They're definitely eating up the territory right now, so they could take it, potentially. And that means Riften is going to start to get cut down, so there should be a new power here in Skyrim. Okay, so Riften is taking Whiterun, and Dawnstar is taking Winterhold. So there's a lot of back and forth, mainly in the north. Over in Markarth, an army of 15 is invading them, while their army is fighting the native war camp. Up here in the north, they're fighting the orcs. They should... Oh, dang. They just lost, man. This guy's had an army of 10. They had an army of like 15, and they lost. How unfortunate. They're going to lose their whole land now. Yep. That's in Riften's possession. So Riften has the entirety of South Skyrim, and it seems like Dawnstar may take over the northern portion of Skyrim. Okay, so Riften did make peace with Balmora and Blackland. So it seems like their main focus is now Skyrim, which is actually pretty good. And same with the other Skyrim nations. So we should get a unified Skyrim here pretty soon. There seems to be a pretty unified Black Marsh as well by Thorn. Sunhold still has not consolidated their rule over here, and it seems like everyone else is still pretty broken up. So let's see who goes at, when someone here consolidates all Skyrim, I'll call it. Okay, so there's multiple invading armies, one of 15 and one of 19, both trying to take Whiterun and Windhelm. I'm hoping I'm saying these right. I think this one's Winterhold and this one's Windhelm. I don't really remember, and I did not change the village names because I knew they were just going to go out and do random names. I just had the main places have their own names. Regardless of that, I think their army's about to fight these villagers as well, yeah. Is there an army of Warcamp here? Yes, there is. There's an army of 7. Seems like this is now fighting the Warcamp. I think they are winning pretty well. They're just murdering children. Nice, yep. Yeah, how old is this kid? You are killing a 4-year-old, sir. Wow. There goes another 4-year-old. And one is burning to death. Nice. Riften and its many war crimes. It's okay though, it seems like Riften lost most of its army trying to kill off those villagers. Now this is an army of 5, there is an engagement up here. Seems like 2 armies are meeting, 10 and 16, and slowly declining. Oh, what the hell? They just threw some fire sticks. Okay, nice. So Riften seems to be winning that engagement. I think Riften will become the ultimate power here in Skyrim. Okay, so, I don't know why Dawnstar keeps on doing this. They go into a territory, they literally take it like 90% and then they leave. I don't know, mad confusing. Hopefully they finish off the orcs here. I don't know why they're taking so long. They have 6 people and their 6 troops are out here. Who's this army? There's a red army in Dawnstar. This is Balmora? Oh, I don't know why Balmora is over in Dawnstar. But they do have a pretty big force fighting out there. They're also over in the Lizard Lands. I have no clue why they're everywhere. Their armies are nowhere near their own land. Surprising. Oh, and Whiterun did lose this territory, so I'm going to go ahead and call it for Whiterun. They are pretty much out of the race, and they are getting invaded by 2 armies, much larger than their own, so it is pretty much over for them. I'm not going to look down. Pretty nice size engagement, 16 against 16 here. I think Dawnstar comes out on top. Yep. They didn't kill the kids, thankfully, but they did just now come up on top, and they should take this territory. There we go. Okay, so they just took another territory, and the war camp was destroyed. So now these armies do not need to focus on orcs anymore, and they can begin to focus on the 2 main kingdoms of Solitude and Riften. Here's an army of 22. They could take this. I don't know why they don't. As I said, they just leave. Oh, never mind. Okay, they got lucky. They got so lucky because these guys were trailing behind. They were still in that territory, so they managed to take it. So Dawnstar is the major power in the north. Riften seems to be the major power in the south. They are taking out Whiterun, so it is over for these guys down here. Here's a pretty nice Solitude force of 25 trying to take over Dawnstar. I don't know why these armies aren't coming over, but I don't think these guys are going to last too long. If this army of 26 wants to do something, you know, now's the time. Hello? 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 You are losing your... Hello? Hello? Yo, what is Dawnstar doing? They're about to lose their main Yo. Okay, well, that's nice. Solitude just took the main province of Dawnstar because Dawnstar is smart. And now every single army, after destroying Whiterun, is now coming into Solitude. Okay, so Solitude just took another province. They are taking most of the north now. Are they Imperials? Yes, so they are. Solitude is an Imperial state. And Dawnstar seems like they might get destroyed here, but they are the one Stormcloak. Okay, they're one of 2 Stormcloaks, which is good. Since Riften or one of these 2 are just going to fight for supremacy of the Stormcloaks, Solitude should just go ahead and expand itself a little bit, grow some territory. And also, since these guys are a player, I don't know why no one is going to war with them. Okay, so Dawnstar took their territory here back, but they are getting all of their stuff just guzzled up by 4 invading forces. I don't think Dawnstar can even fight against this. There goes 1 province. These guys are going to take that province back, and now it's just going to be massive invasion. It should be over for Dawnstar here, I think, because all the armies are piling in. Oh, here goes the forces. Oh my gosh, this army is actually plowing through them. This army hasn't lost a single person. 38? Yo, they haven't lost anybody. They're just plowing straight through Riften. Good shit. But they are going to lose this province, I think, because 3 other armies that are taking it over. Yeah, they're definitely going to lose this. There's no way. Yep, there we go. They just lost the province. Someone is gaining this. I think Solitude is gaining this province. And these guys are going to go take mainland Dawnstar, so I think it's over for Dawnstar now. Their army is not defending, but they are taking back this. Here we go. They're fighting an army of 14, which should get destroyed. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep, there goes that army of 14. So they might lose their main province, but they will take this. Once again, real quick, the rest of the world is in chaos. Blackhunt seems to get absolutely murdered. There's like 12 armies going for them. Thorn is 100% the dominant power in the Black Marsh, so good for them. And I don't think anyone has consolidated anywhere else. For some reason, Valenwood hasn't been consolidated, and neither has elsewhere. Oh, by the way, none of this is going to look the same for the next video either. I might just have, like, whoever wins this, I might just make them the dominant power in all of Skyrim, so I'll just, like, have them have multiple colonies and whatnot here. But everyone else will still be back to, like, 2 and 0, and I won't let the main province here declare war. Basically, how I'll do it is, after there's a dominant power everywhere, and this does not count because I want to watch them expand for their own region. So once we get to Black Marsh, then we'll watch all those nations fight it out. But for now, I'll basically like block off whatever major nation wins here and watch a group for the next episode. Alright, seems like it is over for Dawnstar. They had a pretty good run, but these armies are most definitely taking it over now. So now it's going to be between Riften and Solitude. Okay, so it's... Oh, there we go. I was going to say, because it said that they were still at war with Dawnstar, but Dawnstar just got destroyed. And I think Riften is 100% going to become the dominant power here in Skyrim. These two are definitely battling it out right now. Yeah, this territory is being eaten. Here goes one. These armies are going to go ahead and go up here. I don't think that there's anything we can defend against them anymore. I mean, they are taking some territory down here, maybe, if they don't get destroyed, but these armies can easily do some pretty good work. Okay, so the final minor engagements are happening in the north. I think it is officially over for Solitude. Riften seems to be the dominant power here. A lot of the armies are getting taken over, and there's just a small force that can defend now. There's 31 down here, but it doesn't matter if their main territories are getting taken. Okay, it's definitely over for Solitude here. I mean, just like, bro, I had to make the speed go to 5 for a little bit, and I wanted to watch it, but all these armies just invaded mainland Solitude. It is over for them up there, but they may still have a chance fighting it out down here in the south. I absolutely doubt it. They have an army of 13 against an army of nearly 300 or 230, and all of these forces are invading right now. They went to war with, who's this, a war camp, I believe? Yeah, one of the native war camps here. So now it's just up to them to consolidate their rule here in Skyrim, destroying all the orcs and their towns. So this village should be over with, and now they will go ahead and invade the final lands of Solitude. I take it back. They made peace, which is not okay, but it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and call it here and say Riften did win, so in the next episode there will no longer be any of the other nations here in Skyrim. I will put a mountain block around the entirety of the nation and let Riften expand all the way into everything over there. And I'm also going to block off the sea from people who can get boats and stuff. I'm just going to let them grow, do their thing, and we'll watch other people for the next episode. Besides that, thanks y'all for watching, and peace.